Telling you, baby, I don't know, baby.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, Dina again NURCOLIS, and I'm from fifth class. So guys, in this video, I will be talking about the summary of Introduction to Literature. So let's go to the video meeting. We learn about poetry and meanings. And I get poetry with title Meeting at Night by Robert Browning. The poetry have meanings that there's a man who tries to express her feeling to the woman he loves, but he feels fear and also the joy of his feelings. And that is the summary of poetry and meanings from the first meeting. And we next to the second. Okay, in the second meeting we learn about the period of American literature. Okay, so the first is the colonial period, 1607 until 1765. This period talking about self-narrative, a narrative the uncommon suffering and surprising deliverance of Britain Hammond, a Negro man, was published in Boston in 1700. The second is the Revolutionary Age, 1765 until 1775. In this period, talking about important works include the Declaration of Independence, the Federalist Papers, and third is the early national period, 1775 until 108,020. First works such as American comedy written for the stage is the American Renaissance, also known the Romantic period, 1828 until 1865. In this period, additionally, this era of inauguration point of American literary criticism led by the five is the realistic period, 1865 until 1900. In this period, talking about certain romantic notions of American Renaissance are replaced by realistic description of American life. The naturalist period, 1900 until 1914. American naturalist writers such as Frank Norris Theodore Dreiser and Jack London created some of powerfully raw novels in American literary history. The seventh is the modern period, 1914 until 1939. Its major writers include such powerhouse authors as E. Cummings, Robert Frost, Ezra Pound, William Coates, and Carl Steinbeck. So guys, that's it. Periods of American literature. So we move to the third meeting about periods of English literature. Is Old English period, 450 until 1066. In this period, talking about the oral literature, developed a written literature in the 7th. The next is the English period, 1066 until 1500. The 4.5 centuries between the Norman conquest in 1060 and 6, which affected radical change in language, life, and culture of England and about 1500. The next is the Commonwealth period, 1649 until 1660. Drama almost disappeared from 18 years after Brutus closed the public theater in September 1642. Next is Romantic period, 1783 until 1830. Romantic period is a term that covers the field of literary art then began to appear romantic novel that published. Next is the Victorian period, 1831 until 1901. Much writing of the period, whether imaginative or dedicated, next is the Georgian period, 1910 until 1936. In the Georgian period is a term applied both of the reigns in England of the four successive George and more frequently to the reign of modern period. The next is modern period. This period has been marked by persistent and multi-dimensional experiment in subject, matter, form, and style, has produced major achievement in all the literary genres. The modern age was also an important era for literary criticism. And the last is postmodern. The postmodern is a name sometimes to the era after personal tone and voice. The summary is specific application of term personal tone and voice greatly and involve difficult concepts in philosophy and social psychology. Concepts such as the self, personal identity, role-playing, and science writing. So that is the all summary of period of English literature. We move to the fourth meeting. At least this is our last meeting, or this is last summary I will talking. It's about phenomenology, talking and criticism. The philosophical perspective and method called phenomenology was founded by German Edmund Husserl 1839 until 1938. He proposed that consequence is a deliberate, intentional act. Called phenomenology was founded by German Edmund Husserl 1839 until 1938. He proposed that consequence is a deliberate, intentional. In the Plato Symposium 210 until 212, Socrates taught the doctrine of eros or love, which he said simply had been imparted to him by the wise DINA. It's our pleasure not to linger in love caused by beauty in a human soul. And in the phenomenology and criticism, talking about Platonic love. In the Plato Symposium 210 until 212, Socrates taught the doctrine of eros or love, which he said simply had been imparted to him by the wise DINA. It's our pleasure not to linger in love caused by beauty in a human body.